Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, a cake decorator, coach, and teacher, and I am here to empower my fellow cake artists to unleash their creativity and unite as a strong cake community. Whether you are a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is here to support and empower you on your cake decorating journey. Let me coach you for success by setting achievable goals, understanding that managing your time and having a positive mindset, knowing your customers, and learning how to teach your craft are all as important as flour, sugar, and eggs. I'll share what has worked for me from a very personal and relatable perspective. My goal is to help you establish your presence, reduce stress related to time and working hours, and engage in cake collaborations and competitions. Eventually, you could become that featured cake artist in a magazine or teach at international events just like me. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here. So happy to have you back. Here is another Tuesday in Lisbon, Portugal. It's rainy today, so apparently fall decided to finally show up because we had it's been kind of crazy. We had some fun some sun days, some rainy days, but today's rainy and cozy, and it starts getting a little bit chilly, so it's really nice. It's really nice today. I'm really happy to have you all back after two episodes in a row with guests here in the podcast. So today, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. Today's just me. Today's just me. But I want to continue. We were going through the road of time management from the point of view of my target audience or of our target audience. And when we talked about time management back, I think it was a couple of episodes back, I talked to you, I just mentioned a little bit about the principles of time management. So today I want to not only show you what are the main principles of time management, which is something we need to know and to understand before we embark on the journey of managing our time the best way possible, but also want to leave you with a few practical exercises that you can use in your everyday as a cake artist to make your time uh, to give more value to your time, to make your week or your month way more efficient, and hopefully to get less tired, less overwhelmed, and more productive. So, stay here with me today because today we're going to be talking about the principles of time management and a couple of practical exercises that you can start doing right now to to be more productive and to not feel so overwhelmed with time. So stay with me. I'll be right back. Hey, my sweet friend, if you like this episode and enjoy this podcast, there is only one thing I want from you. Please like, follow, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platform where you're listening to this podcast now. This way, this program can keep growing. The algorithm will show it to more cake artists who will benefit from it. Download the episode, share it on your social media, and tag me, and I'll gladly tag you and follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. You can leave me a voice message on Anchor, Spotify for podcasters, answer the questions and polls on the episode, or leave me a comment on my social media. Even if you don't like what I say, I would love to hear your opinion. And let me invite you to follow me on Instagram as at the Art K Coach or in any of my social media accounts. I'll leave you all the links in the description of this episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Art K Coach podcast. Well, my sweet friends, as I mentioned in the intro of this episode, today is all about getting to know the principles of time management and some practical exercises to apply it. The principles of time management is, and I've mentioned this before, what has made for me the big difference on organizing my time. Once you really understand that in the formula of time management, in the equation of time management, time is finite. That is the one number that you cannot move. We all have the same 24 hours. And so many other principles that I'm going to share with you today. Once you understand that, it really changes your view on time management, because it's not only about agendas, workflows, charts. It's about really understanding things that are going to take the stress away from time management. So, the first principle, as I mentioned before, is time is finite. I shared this with you before. This is one of the things that I was like, yeah, I cannot do anything about this because I have the same 24 hours that everybody else has. You only have 24 hours in a day, so you need to use them wisely. Here is where the prioritizing comes in. Prioritize tasks that align with your goals and recognize that you cannot do everything at once. Once you're okay with this principle, once you're okay with the fact that I'm not going to be able to do everything, so I'm going to prioritize what really moves the needle, what really makes my business grow, or what really gives me results. Either the other ones, I drop them or I ask for help. So this is mainly what I do, and it really takes the stress of I have to do everything, right? And I have so much to do. No, no, no. Wait a second. Because in these 24 hours, it's included my working time, my me time, my family time, my exercise time, my walking the dog time, everything is included in those 24 hours. So I'm not going to give up on that to get stressed and anyway it doesn't have anything. Anyway, I won't complete everything that I want to do. So it really changed the perspective. How can we apply this principle in our cake business? Focus on high impact activities and say no to tasks that don't contribute to your business or personal growth. I have many episodes here on saying no. You know that sometimes there are some projects that you know in your gut is like, this is not going to get me anywhere. It's only going to get me trouble. Last minute orders that are not going to give you anything positive but headaches. Say no. Okay. Prioritize what really, really moves the needle for you and for your business. So that's the principle number one. Principle number two is called Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law is a principle that says that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. It sounds like what? What did you just say? So think about this. If you give yourself too much time to complete a task, it will take longer than necessary because you're seeing the deadline very far away. It's like, oh, I have time. Oh, I have time for that. It's like 2 months away. I have time. It's okay. I have time. But if you give yourself the opposite, a short amount of time to complete a task, you will see that deadline so close that you will work on what is important, work effectively, and prioritize. I used to do this, and I mentioned this before here on the podcast. I usually do this with the cake collaborations. If I have a cake collaboration that is due, let's say, February next year, I will put the deadline for December this year because I know that I will still have 2 more months to, in case of anything happen, first of all. And second is one thing less that I have to do for next year because there will be other things next year. So I'm not going to leave it like, oh, it's for January. I have time. I have time. No, no. I'm going to take care of that right now. That's what I usually do. It has worked for me to the point that I completed all my cake collaborations for 2024 before summer. And I wanted to dedicate the time, September, October, to Cake International, to the piece that I was making, and to organize the demos that I'm going to be doing there. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to I'm going to have everything done for September. I had everything done for September, and 2 more cake collaborations came up. Of course, Christmas and Halloween. I was like, I cannot say no to this. A couple of friends asked me. I was like, yeah, I can do something. I have the time because everything else was already done. So I write these fake deadlines on my calendar early, of course, so I will have time to complete everything. I'm sure you have been in the place that and you know somebody or even yourself that said, oh, I work better under pressure because it's just work, 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 work. You know why? Because you know the deadline is close. So just put yourself a fake deadline closer to the day, I mean, shorter the other deadline, the actual deadline, and you will see that you will work more effectively. And at the end, you will have more. You will have more time. You will have more time to do other things. The new issue of Delicious Magazine is out. Delicious Magazine, a must have international cake, cookie, and sugared art magazine, both digital and print. This monthly magazine is filled with interviews, tutorials, competitions, and giveaways, business information, cake collaborations, the latest trends, and information on your favorite sugar art decorating products. Delicious Magazine also features your cakes every month in our Let's Get Social feature. Go to the link in the description of this episode to purchase your monthly copy, or you can save up to 45% when you sign up for an annual subscription. Pay once and get a whole year of magazines sent to you directly on your email. You can also pay monthly and save 20% of every issue. There are no tie-ins or contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Thank you, Delicious Magazine and Kelly, for sponsoring today's episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Okay, my friends, so let's continue with principle number 3. Principle number 3 is called the 80-20 rule, also known as Pareto principle. What is this rule? This rule tells us, or this principle, that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So the things that really gives you results are the things that you spend a solid 20% working on. The principle says that you should identify the tasks that yield the highest returns and work on those. How to apply this for our cake business? Focus on the most valuable aspect of your work, like, let's say, designing high end cakes or the marketing part, and delegate or minimize the lower impact task, because that 20% in your cake business, which is, let's say, the marketing and designing for high end clients, it was going to bring you the highest return, or the 80% of the return. So focus on the things, again, focus on the things that really move the needle and that really matter. Principle number 4 is called batching and time blocking. I'm a fan of time blocking. I am. I have it in all my agendas and all my apps and on my everything. The principle says group similar tasks together to save time and energy. When you're in a certain mood, it is easier to stay productive. How can we apply this into our cake business? Allocate specific blocks of time for, let's say, baking, decorating, admin task, and client communication. So instead of being running around the kitchen like a headless chicken. Okay, this sounds like a tongue twister. So instead of going around like, okay, I'm baking and now I'm decorating and now I'm making some flowers and let me just call the client and let me answer the email. And you feel like there's nothing happening. Like I'm doing everything and nothing gets done. I'm sure you feel this before. So let's say you allocate 1 hour each morning for admin tasks. Okay. Admin tasks, answer emails, sending invoices, whatever it is that admin task is for you. Do it everything in that hour. That hour is an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever works for you. After that hour is over, okay, then I'm going to move into the baking mode. And inside the baking mode, I mean, spend your time, mise en place, everything organized, your quantities measured, all your ingredients, everything is there, very neat and nice. So by the time that you're actually making the cake and baking the cake, you're just doing that and not running around the kitchen measuring spoons of or cups of sugar or flour or whatever. So it works. It really works, because this is one of the things that if you don't do this, you're going to feel like, I'm tired, I'm doing everything and nothing ever gets done. So batching and time blocking. Principle number 5, energy management, not just time management. Oh, I love this one. I think I share a quote on this one this week on the Instagram account. The principle says your energy levels vary through the day. Align your most challenging task with your peak energy periods. For me, is the mornings. I'm so productive in the mornings. I'm recording this at 9:40 in the morning, and it's late today for me because usually I record this around 8:30, because like I said, my kid's being under the weather, so I have her here at home. I've been, taking care of her, so I sat down to record the podcast a little bit later. For me, it has to be in the mornings. Mornings for me are super productive. That's the time that I do the most. If I wake up early, even better. Um, After 3 o'clock, nothing. Like, forget it. Well, usually after 5. After 3 o'clock, I have a little bit of a down of energy at 3 o'clock or before 3, but I guess it has to do with age and premenopause or whatever. But I'm going through that, so it's not fun. But anyway, I have this little bit of low energy in around 3 in the afternoon, before 3 in the afternoon. After 3 is like my energy goes up again, and I can work well until 6, 7 maybe. But preferably that's where I leave my creative work, because I'm sitting down and I'm concentrating, just using my hands. So that's how I organize my energy, how I manage my energy. I have other applications here. If you're most creative in the morning, like me, use the time to design or decorate and save administrative tasks for when your energy dips. Administrative task, or let's say you're creating a sugar paste modeling piece that is small, is little. You just have to be sitting down. Roses, I mean flowers, if you're a flower artist, you just have to be sitting down and very concentrated. Don't do it, I mean, do it when your energy is not that high and you don't need to be running around the kitchen or doing a lot of things. I mean, your energy, your moods. Sometimes for me, depending on what I'm working on, even the decorative part, when I'm sitting down, if it requires a lot of my attention, I'd rather do it in the morning because I'm fresh. But if it's something very automatic, like, okay, I'm just cutting out flowers and or I don't know, wafer papers, like, okay, I'll do that in the afternoon. That's what I usually do. Okay, principle number 6, buffer time. Always build in buffer time between tasks. Unexpected delays or challenges happen, and padding your schedule prevents stress. I always tell this to my coaches. If you're listening, um, when you organize your schedule, leave always a little bit of time in between. Even with my classes, I do this. Like, if I have a class that finish at 1:30, I do not have my next class at 1:30. I'd have it at 2, even 2:30. I need time between things. I need time because you never know. Something can take longer. Something can come up. Like, for example, that my kid is sick, so I need to call the doctor. I need to take her to an appointment. If I had my schedule too packed, I wouldn't have time to, move it around. Simple application: plan your day with a 10 to 15% buffer time for each major task or block of work. Okay, so time in between, very important. Principle number 7, the one thing principle. I'm not going to be mean and I'm not going to say that men are better than us in this, but we tend to not do one thing at a time. Focus and accomplish one significant task each day. Okay, this is different. It's not to do one thing at a time, but to focus in one major task. Prioritize the one thing that will make the biggest difference in your business or project. Actually, this one thing principle, I apply it with a practical exercise for working in just one thing at a time for a specific amount of time. We're going to talk about that in the exercises that I'm going to share with you. And I've shared it before, I think in one of the first episodes. It's called the Pomodoro technique. But When you focus in that one thing that requires most of your time, it makes a big difference because you are really focusing on something that is going to give you result. You're really going to see results. See result is so important because it's not only for, okay, I have it done, but it's also a psychological thing. It's like, I get things done. So you get a confidence boost when this happens. How can you apply the one thing principle? At the start of each day, identify your most important task and commit to completing it before anything else. So see, it has to do with focusing one thing at a time. For some people it's easy, for some people it's not. We used to think that multitasking was like, whoa, she does so much. She's multitasking. No, multitasking. I talk for myself. This is my experience. I used to multitask all the time. I still feel that I'm multitasking all the time. The difference is instead of doing a lot at the same time, I give that one time to each thing. So I have many branches, but each branch has his its own time allocated. So I don't feel like I'm all over the place. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because we have let's say three, four, five more. No, one, two, three, four, five more principles to go and some practical exercises for you. Hello, my sweet friend. Let me invite you to subscribe to the Art K Coach podcast exclusive content platform. By becoming a member, you'll get exclusive monthly content and access to audio classes and workshops on goal setting, time management, social media posting, pricing mindset, and teaching. Get access to exclusive bonus content for only €2.99 a month. Check out the link to subscription platform on the description of this episode. Let me help you on your cake journey and coach you for success here at the Art K Coach podcast. Okay, my friends, we are back with the principles on time management. Principle number 8, eliminate distractions. Distractions are time thieves. Oh my God, aren't they not? The phone, the phone. Like in school, my kid in school this year, teachers decided to build, not to build, but to include in the classroom. I don't know if you remember this, I don't know how to call it. There's these things to organize shoes in the room that you used to hang. It was like a piece of cloth with some pockets. You used to hang it in, I don't know, behind the door, and you put your shoes on there. Um, or you could put toys, you could put many things. I don't know how you call that thing because the only place that I've seen it was here in Portugal. But I know there's in other places in the world. So teachers decide to have those in the classroom for kids when they enter, just put their phones in there. And so they won't be distracted. They won't use their phones in class. Some teachers have like boxes. Some teachers, I'm gonna install a box here in my office. But the thing is, of course, we use our phone for work. But it's so distracting. I mean, sometimes you're just, okay, let me answer this email. And 20 minutes later, half an hour later, you're watching reels and you're like, oh God, no, why am I doing this? So try to eliminate as many distractions as you can. Set boundaries with people. People. Yes, people, because I'm going to be a little bit mean, but some of our friends and family especially believe that because we're at home and we work from home, we're always available and we always have time for everything. Our family, they think it's like, well, I mean, you're already there, so what's the problem on just, you know, do laundry? Or what is the problem on calling the doctor for me? Or what is the problem on I don't know, calling the electrical company to ask what happened with the receipt? Or what is, it's my working time. It's my working time. I was just, I'm recording this and my phone rang and I had to stop it and um, start again. It was my mother-in-law. She's like, I'm going there in the morning. It's like, no, you're not. I love you, but you're coming in the afternoon because my daughter's 6. She wants to come and see her. You're coming in the afternoon. It's like, I'm working in the morning. It's my most effective time. Love you, but now come in the afternoon. So yeah, it's important to set those boundaries. um Turn off notifications of your phones. That's something you can do. Set working hours and establish focus time to minimize interruptions. You can put your alarm there. You can just put your phone in a drawer and work from the computer, so you don't have to look at the phone. Set a time for work, not on your phone, but on a on a watch, on a clock, or something different. So try to eliminate distractions. Number 9, you have to prioritize tasks. I share with you here before, and it's in the paid subscription of the platform, and it's in the course on time management, the Eisenhower matrix. And its principle is that you prioritize tasks. I'm sorry, based on their urgency and important, because not all tasks are equally important or urgent. Um, just look on the internet and look for the Eisenhower matrix, and it is like a four square matrix where you have question, or you have the subtitles of urgent and important, important but not urgent, not important, not urgent. I mean, you have these four squares where you allocate the task and you know what you really need to focus on. Number 10, done is better than perfect. I used to struggle with this one because I'm a Virgo. I was raised by a mother who's Virgo. And my mother's principle, I mean, her major principle in the house is it's either perfect or you don't do it. So I grew up with this. Yeah, she's really good at it, but I grew up with this, and I grew up, first of all, I'm not blaming my mom because she was doing the best she was doing. And I believe that in her generation and for her background, where she was coming from, it was a matter of doing the best she could. So she didn't mean in a bad way. No, she was trying to make me better. I'm sure of it. But the thing is, when you're a kid and you listen to that, you think it has to be. I have to be perfect. It has to be perfect, or I just, you know, I procrastinate if it's not perfect, or I drop it. I don't do it if it's not perfect, if it doesn't meet my standards. So I used to leave a lot of things incompleted because it's like, no, this is not according to the standards that I need to have, so I won't do it. And just, a pile of things that were not done, and just drop it and move on to the next one. Because and my nature is to do that. It's like, what is the next big thing? So I will go and do the next big thing. Um, when I change my perspective to just do it, just put it out there, and if it's not perfect, you will do it better next time. If it wasn't for that, there would be no Cake Friends Stay Creative, there would be no podcast, there would be no YouTube channel, there would be no nothing. Everything that I do would not exist because it's never perfect. In my eyes, it's never perfect. This podcast for me is like, but I could do more, but I could do video, but I could have a better setup, but I could, it's the sound is not always great. My voice is not always great. Um, I mean, it's never perfect, but if I would imagine 121 episodes of nothing, I mean, they wouldn't exist, this 121 episodes, because it's not perfect. So just do it. Just do it. Just do it and learn on the way. There's no better way to learn than by just doing it. Okay. So perfectionism can lead to delays and missed deadlines. Sometimes getting something done is better than waiting until it's perfect. Choose this one wisely, of course, because you're participating in a cake competition and your aim is to get a gold medal. Aim for perfection. Do that. How can you apply this? Recognize when a task is good enough to move on. Perfection can be the enemy of progress. Another principle is the 2 minute rule. If something takes 2 minutes or less, do it now. Handle small tasks like likely replying to message, cleaning a station, organizing ingredients quickly to avoid them piling up. So if you have a list of to do things that, and you have, let's say, an hour to do, and you know all of these things I can do it in 2 minutes or less. Okay, let me just do it. Block that time for that. A lot of things will come off your list. Last but not least, our principle of review and reflect. Regularly review how you're spending your time and make adjustments. It's very important to be honest and to know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. At the end of each week, evaluate. Could be a week, could be a month, could be whatever works for you. Evaluate what worked and what didn't work. Adjust your plans for upcoming weeks based on what you learned of what works for you and what doesn't. With this, my friends, we're done with the principles, but don't go anywhere. Stay tuned because now I'm going to give you some specific exercises for cake artists using Parkinson's law to get the best out of their time management. Okay, my friends, we are back with some exercises that you can apply for your in your cake business to make the best out of your time and manage your time effectively and productively. We're going to focus today in the Parkinson's law. So let's just recap what the Parkinson's law is. It's a time management principle that states, I'm going to quote, work expands to fill the time available for its completion. In other words, if you give yourself too much time to complete a task, you will likely take longer than necessary. For cake artists, this principle can be incredibly useful in overcoming procrastination and avoiding perfectionism. So, here are a few ways that you can apply this as a cake artist. Number one, set tighter deadlines. We mentioned it before. If you usually give yourself an entire day to bake and decorate a cake, try cutting the time in half or by, let's say, 20%. This forces you to focus on work more efficiently without sacrificing quality. What is the benefit of it? You'll stop overthinking and procrastinating on tasks, completing cakes faster, and freeing up time for other important aspects of your business or even your personal life. Okay, tighter deadlines. Here's another application for the Parkinson's law. Break projects into smaller tasks. For example, instead of setting a whole day for cake decorating, break it down into smaller tasks like preparing the fondant, sculpting figures, or piping designs. Set shorter timelines for each of these tasks. What is the benefit of this? You'll feel more productive as you think of each task and avoid getting stuck in one part of the process for too long. It's a way of just, done, done, done. So instead of saying, Monday morning, cake decorating. Now, break it down. This, first this, then this, then this, then this. And you will feel like you're checking things off a box. You will feel even better. A third application for this principle, create artificial deadlines. Well, we talked about this. This is very similar to tighter deadlines, right? The tighter deadlines is to lower the time you spend in one thing. The artificial deadlines is the one that I mentioned before. So if your cake is due in 2 days, set a personal deadline to finish it by the end of today. This will push you to work effectively and manage your time better. You'll have, what is the benefit of it? You will have buffer time in case of unforeseen issues and reduce last minute stress, ensuring consistency and quality. Um, if you are part of the K community, of my K community, and you know that I talk about time management all the time, please try this and let me know let me know your results. Let me know. Did it work? Was it good? Did it help? at some point. What happened? What was the result of this? I have a few exercises here for you. So, exercise number 1 is going to be called task time boxing. Okay, what is the goal? To limit the amount of time spent in each task to increase focus. And here are the instructions. Listen carefully, write it down if you need to. Number 1, make a list of all the steps involved in completing a cake order, like baking, making the frosting, decorating, cleaning up, everything. Okay, make a list. Second, next to each task, assign a specific amount of time. Like I said, 30 minutes for baking, 45 minutes for frosting, I don't know, 30 minutes for cleaning up. Put the time that you're going to be spending in each of these tasks. Number 3, set a timer for each task and work diligently until the timer goes off. Try to finish the task within the task frame. Imagine you're in this cake competitions shows and you have a time deadline. I do that a lot by myself in the kitchen, and I used to do it. And you know, you have to rush, you have to finish it, so you will be on time. And number 4, reflect. Did the time limit make you focus or not? Could you have finished a task in less time? Or was the time you set up to do it unreal? Because that's another thing. Maybe you say, oh, I'll do that in half an hour. No, not sure. You won't do it in half an hour. You will do it in 45 minutes. So you will know. Okay. This is a very good exercise to practice because in this one, you're practicing limiting your time, okay, creating artificial or tighter deadlines. You're breaking the project into smaller tasks with this, and you're also you're becoming your own case study of how long do I take in each of these tasks. What is the benefit of this exercise? This exercise teaches cake artists to work within strict time frames and avoid distractions, leading to faster, more effective work without compromising quality. So let's do one thing, my friend. I have 5 more exercises here for you, okay? But I don't want to get you overwhelmed with this. So I'm going to share just one exercise today. And if you want to get the next 4 exercises that can help you get a better management of your time, write me a message, reply to this podcast. You can write a message on my Instagram account at the Art Cake Coach, and I will gladly send it to you. Okay. But I will only send it if you try the first one and you tell me how was it. So this is what we're going to do because I really want you to practice and I really want you to try it out before moving to a different exercise. Now, final thought. Something very important is accountability, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing this thing. Having that accountability partner to tell you, yes, you did it, no, you did it, or what's going on, it's super important. Encourage yourself to be part or to communicate to the community. In this case, communicate to me. Practice exercise 1. Tell me the results. I will gladly send you more exercise to work with. Okay. But it's very important to share your progress in these activities with someone, with a cake decorating friend. And if you say, well, I'm alone, I don't have many cake decorating friends, you have me and you have Cake Friends Day Creative. By discussing what work and where it can be improved, you can be motivated to even do it better next time or to adopt better time management habits. Okay, my sweet friends. So before we finish this exercise, before we finish this episode, let me recap what I have for you. I share here in the podcast one exercise, one specific exercise called task time boxing for you to practice. Okay. But as I said, I have 4 more exercises for you. One is called Beat the Clock, another is called the Good Enough Challenge, other is called Prioritize What with Parkinson's Law, and another one is called Quick Setup and Cleanup. I have this exercise, instructions and all, just here for you, okay? But I won't share it with you just yet. What I want you to do is try exercise number one, which is task time boxing, and either here on the podcast, because I'm going to leave a question. As your K coach, I am here to help you. If you want to go a little bit further in your journey to organize your time, set clear goals, maybe teach, work on your mindset, or set a roadmap for results, especially for results and success, I am here for you. Why don't you book a free discovery call with me? I will be leaving the links here in this episode so we can chat, we can talk about what you really need, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other. Remember, I have just one mission in this cake world. First is to unite the cake community as one and to make you, my cake artist, my sweet friend, understand the importance of investing in you. Like I said, I will be leaving the links here in the description of this episode so you can book a 30 minutes free discovery call with me. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative. Here in the podcast, because I'm going to be leaving the question in the platform. If you're on Spotify, you will see it. Or I think in all the platforms because it's going to be on the main podcast page. I'm going to leave a question for you to answer. Okay, so you can answer there. How was the exercise? How did you feel? Did it work for you or not? And if you complete it, okay, you can contact me through any of my social media accounts, especially at the Art K Coach on Instagram. I will be leaving a post on Instagram about this as well. Just comment the post or send me a DM, a private message or a direct message, and I will send you the rest of the exercise. But you have to tell me, how was the first one? Did you try it? How was it? Was it good? Did it work for you or it didn't work for you? I mean, I want you to tell me. Okay. You also have, or we also have, Cake Friends Stay Creative. I'm going to be leaving also a post in there with this exercise. You have to give me your feedback. And only when you give me your feedback, I can give you the rest of the exercises for you to apply. Okay. It's a little bit of feedback and compromise because I want to become either as the Art Cake Coach or at Cake Friends Stay Creative. I want to become your accountability partner for you to really say, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. Because we can talk a lot, but if we don't practice what we listen to and what we have and what we learn, nothing is going to change. And you know how much I love time management. So, yeah. I'm sure it's going to be good for you. So, my friends, this is it for today. A little bit of a practical class today here for you on the Art K Coach podcast. A lot of principles to get familiar with and a few practical exercises for you. Try them because I know it will benefit you and your business and your mindset and your state of mind and your state of spirit. So this is for you, my friends. Thank you so much for listening again to the Art K Coach podcast. I'm so honored, so happy, and so grateful to have you all here listening and to be able to keep doing this for you. And as always, my sweet friends, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next time.